How about the Super K? Just to start off, Shadow. How did you come by that?
Well, it's a crazy long story.
Crazy long story.
Yeah. Well, every Calypsonian use a name like Mighty Sparrow, Lord Kitchen, and all this. Well, very long ago, I liked Calypso, and one time I was traveling someplace, and they're calling somebody Shadow. And when somebody call your name, you react to it. When you say Shadow, I was feeling something, like somebody is calling me. So I telling my friends, and they start calling me Shadow, but that's before I started to sing.
Oh, so it was before you started to sing. When was that?
Huh?
When was that?
That was long ago. I don't remember when.
Now, I assume that the Super Ks originally started, was that to protect their identity? So when they sang political calypsos, the government wouldn't come down on them? Is that why they developed?
No. This place is too small. You can't hide by just that. Yeah.
You get warmed up.
I know Calypsonians like long ago. They used to have like growling tiger, lion. Maybe Calypsonians used to extempo, and maybe they used to use names like that to show strength or something.
So it wasn't for protecting their...
No, because you can't hide.
You can't hide. It's too small a place.
Yeah.
I noticed most of the women calypso singers don't really have Super Ks. They usually use their names. Is there any special reason, or?
Most? I don't think most.
I say Singing Sonias. I hear a lot of singing is usually there, and they use their name. But some of them do have Super Ks too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A lot of them have Super Ks.
I guess the wine and jam thing is a big thing this year. Everybody's talking about there's too much wine and jam, and I don't know. It seems like there's a dichotomy between the calypso competition and the road march, and that is it going to really split? Are there going to be like two different kinds of music, or?
It's always like that. Huh? The type of songs used in the competition is hardly the type of songs in the parties. Mm-hmm. But like this wine and jam song is more party songs. Wine and jam is more like trying to get people into the party mode with the music, where the competition songs is more like social commentary. They sing about politics or whatsoever.
But do you think more people are going towards the wine and jam because they can sell those records?
Yeah, people dance music. The wine and jam is dance music. The lyrics say wine, to try to get the people to move get in motion with the music. When somebody say jump and the beat, you feel the spirit of the beat, you jump.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's just like getting the party music over.
But is it like more important? You think people would rather sell records that are going to be wine and jump rather than do a serious calypso song?
Yeah, when you sell records, you would make money. So people would much rather sing something that would sell.
Yeah.
And the social commentary that might own somebody the crown is not the song that would sell a lot.
Right.
People have to buy that.
Right.
On the night of the competition, they clap and and they cheer you in the tent.
Yeah.
But they don't buy that to go home to listen to. They more listen to the musical calypsos, the calypsos that can make you move and feel good. You go to a party and you could dance and have fun.
Sure. Does that interest you? To write like that?
I write what I feel.
Yeah.
I'm into the music a lot. I love music, and I like to see people involved in my music too. But I try to get it over as I feel it, with the type of lyrics I might feel. Like my party song may be like music this year.
Dingole?
Dingole.
Yes.
Well, I name it music, but everybody call it Dingole.
We wanted to know what that meant.
After the record was released, I told myself, man, this song should have been named Dingole, because everybody is Dingole, and I trying to say this song is music.
Yeah. Now, that song has a very interesting melodic line.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Well, that's my type of party song. I still tell a story. I didn't say wine and jam, but you could dance to it too.
Right. I think that's it. That song has a very interesting melodic line, and I know your song, Professional Advice, has a very interesting rhythmic line. It seems to be very different from most soca tunes. It's great. How did you come by that tune? I mean,
well, when you're thinking about rhythm, check back the man again. He had a lot to do with the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful because it really has a different rhythm to it.
Yeah.
It's a great song. How about the other song, Sukayan? That's a very interesting song. In the United States, I have a feeling a lot of times things here that you can talk about so openly, people would feel a little queasy, you know, funny talking about it. That song is kind of about AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the fear for AIDS, we're thinking about Sukoya. In the United States, you know about vampire, like Dracula.
Right.
In Trinidad and Tobago, the local vampire we call Sukoya. I used to listen to a lot of stories where people used to turn into something in the night and fly about and suck people's blood. But then I was studying the state of the world today, these people won't do that. I was just thinking, and I had my guitar, so I just went into it and did Sukoya.
Right.
It's just a consciousness, you know.
What did you feel? Is there something you felt like you had to say about?
No, not something I had to sing about. Our minds was singing about calypso and things. It's different from somebody understand from outside of this thing, eh?
Right.
I thinking about vampire and the fear people have like today. It's not like yesterday when like a man would meet a woman now and would think twice because you know everybody's afraid because this thing doesn't have any special personality attack or anything, right? It's just if you get it and you get infected, you just get sick. Okay, well this vampire thing I'm talking about, this Sukoya thing. This Sukoya used to suck people in the night long ago. They just won't do that now. It's just that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's not none further than there, you know. It's just my way of thinking about Sukoya and what's going on today.
Right. Do you Sonia, feel that women Clipsonians have a special, I don't know, that they should really be trying to bring out the woman's point of view in this country? From my point of view, being an American, sometimes I think I look at Trinidad society and there's a very macho kind of thing going on. The men seem to be...
Men leading out the window going...
Yeah, you know, a lot of that going on, and that the women really still have a way to go to be equal in society, and women Clipsonians need to help push that, or...
Well, I think women improved a lot to how they were before, because before a woman used to depend on a man to be the breadwinner, and now a woman is going out and do things on her own. Sometimes a lot of women is breadwinners in homes instead of men, you know. So I think we are improving.
All right.
Yeah.
And the Clipsonians have a lot to do with that.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. The voice of the people.
All right.
Yeah.
What would you want to? What were you trying to tell people this year? You're talking about writing your song, right?
This year what?
When you did your song, it was about how to perform, right? How to present yourself, weren't you talking about?
Professional advice.
Yeah. What was that just purely for humor? You wanted to do a funny song about him?
No, but it's humorous, but it still has a message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I came up with this idea, right? But I didn't know how to put it together. I got in contact with him, and he helped me.
So he helped you write the song, and the song was about him helping you.
That worked out.
That works out pretty good. Yeah.
She called me and she said, I'm doing a song here, I want to do a song. And I think you could help me. I said, I don't have any time. She called back and said, I want you to help me. I told myself, if you want to get away from these calls, you better try to help now.
Now, are you going to travel? Will you travel to Toronto and New York and all?
Yeah, well, I travel mostly by myself, you know, but she will be on some gigs that I will be on.
Okay.
Not that we travel really together, but that we end up working with the same people.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have jobs during the year?
Yeah, wheresoever the thing is happening and the music, calypso music or soca music is, and when it's happening big somewhere, I usually be around because the people outside would want the best, and the people say I want.
All right.
The people say I want the best.
Yeah,
So you're
that's
working musician all the time.
Yeah,
Full year.
that's all I do.
Was there a time when you also had to work in the post office or as a doctor or something else?
No.
President?
No. I was always into music. I was before doing the work like this. I was always doing it my way, like working on it. Always trying to write songs and trying to be different.
Mm.
I spent a lot of time doing that before I get going with my style. Study everybody and study what's happening around, and I used to try to sing like other guys too, like everybody else. And then one time I just decided to be free and sing how I feel, and then when I tried it, everybody liked it, so I continued.
You.
Yeah.
When was that? When was when did you have that breakthrough?
This was I started professionally in 1971.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and in '74 there was a big breakthrough with a song called Bassman.
Oh yeah, I've read about
Yeah,
that.
the Bassman was about Tobago. We are in Tobago now. It was all about Tobago. I was in Trinidad, and the song was, I was planning to forget Calypso, to go and plant peas in Tobago, but I am afraid I can't make the grade, 'cause every night I lie down in my bed, I hearing a bassman in my head, pum-pee-tim-pam, pam, pum-pee-tim-pam, pam. That was a big one.
What else? What, do
It's
you
very
remember more of
popular
it?
up to now, huh?
Can we have a little bit more of it?
Yeah.
It's really good.
I went and I told Dr. Leon, I want a brain operation. A man in my head, oh Lord, I want him to dead. He said it's my imagination, but I know I'm hearing a bassman. Pum-pee-tim-pam, pam, pum-pee-tim-pam, pam, pum-pee-tim-pam, pam, 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 pam. I don't know how this thing got inside me, but every morning he driving me crazy, like he taking my head for a panyard. Morning and evening, Uncle Farrell gone mad. Pimp-up. And if I don't want to sing, pimp-up. When he start to do his thing, I don't want to, but I have to sing. Pimp-up. And if I don't want to dance, he does have me in a trance. I don't want to, but I have to prance to his pum-pee-dim-pam, pam, pum-pee-dim-pam, pam, pum-pee-dim-pam, pam. Up to now, that's a very popular song. People play it all the time.
If people hear that in parties, they'll go mad.
Really?
Yeah,
Still,
yeah,
huh?
yeah, in the
Up to
middle of
now.
this modern
Really?
time now, if you
Okay.
jam that in a party, everybody's
What?
going crazy.
Yeah.
Did that win? Did
Up
you
to
win
now.
with that?
Yeah, one road march. I went in the savannah with that.
That was the march road?
I went the march road with that, but well, everybody screamed for me. Everybody cried for me when I didn't get the crown that year.
You got the road march, but not the
They
crown.
tied me for second with Kitchener, and Sparrow got the crown.
Ooh, rough competition.
Yeah, and after, I told myself, leave these people and the competition alone. I mean,
So,
when
what,
you are in
you,
the
you haven't been
competition-
competing?
no. This time they picked me for semifinals. I told them I still ain't going.
Oh, really?
No, it's kind of rough there. The people who go to the competition, or like when foreigners come or when the exposure from carnival, the focus is on the people in the competition. But there are good people that don't go to competition too. So sometimes when you stay out and you notice everything is about the king and the king, you get tempted to go. But then I remember I promised not to go.
Since
So-
74.
Well, I went after. I tried something again. I think 75. But when I started, I was going good because the people loved me, and as I hit the stage, man, the thing happening for me already because the show is not just the artist, the show is the audience too.
Right.
And when the audience start feeding you with this love, it comes back out and it gets back out to them beautiful. And when I entered the stage, everybody went wild and I started, and this thing going. And suddenly I sing with the mic on the stand. But I didn't notice, but the mic was cupped halfway out. And then the mic fell. And I just picked it up, and I know, I told myself, boy, just finish this thing here. You disqualified already according to how they move.
Really?
And I was placed last, and that year I was the most popular calypsonian around.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Why you were disqualified because the mic fell?
The
out
mic
of your
fell.
hands?
Really? That's something to be disqualified for.
Yeah, it
That's
happens to
very
some
odd.
people. I mean, if I stop and start over, maybe it would have been different, but I didn't. I couldn't stop and start because it make me. You see, I go with a feeling, beautiful feeling, and when the mic fell, I lost the feeling.
No.
So I couldn't come back and try that again. And that's not really my goal, to win the crown. My thing is to win, is to satisfy people. I sing for people.
How do you feel about the whole idea that it seems like carnival is becoming, they want to organize it more, maybe to please the tourists, you know? They're always talking about making the shows tighter and that, and maybe making it more of a show than something that the people are doing in the streets. Which
More like Disneyland.
Yeah, I mean, like in Rio, it's more of a show. Where here, everybody's involved.
Which makes it less
What?
professional, right?
Yeah, it might be a little less professional. Maybe some people would be afraid to come
Yeah.
for tourism, but it seems to me that like it's very unique that it's still the people in the streets having their carnival.
Well, they keep on talking about changing it, but it remains up to now the people. It would be hard to change that in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah,
To
I
change
hope
it
so.
what the people want.
Yeah, it would be hard to change from that because the people play mass because they love mass. They love to play. The pan man beat pan because he loves to beat pan. And somebody else could just think, I want to do that and I want to do that, but the guy just thinking, you know, but the people still doing their thing. And the guy who thinking and talking, he really putting in that kind of time to make it what it is. And he can't really change that. Because while he thinking about that, a guy trying to write a song and another guy trying to sing a pan somewhere in Laventille and studying about beating pan because he loves pan and he want to win panorama. And he ain't thinking about just doing a show because too many people involved in that.
Right.
I mean, it's a kind of show, right? But everybody just come and do their own thing.
Right. And I noticed like the Damascus show seemed to be very good this year. It moved very quickly. There was a lot going on. They had a lot of interesting things where other years maybe it moved slower, and they're trying to make it, you know, a tighter show. I think that's good, you know. But you
Well, this isn't so easy to see, but
yeah.
I don't know the difference to the one last year from the one this year because I don't go up there and it doesn't interest me too much, you know,
Yeah.
because
That was a nice appearance
Where
this
were
year.
you?
I went there just because Sonia was there and I was just supporting Sonia, but I really didn't want to go.
Really? Yeah.
No, I remember when I used to go, it used to be beautiful because they love the people show for me. And when I appear under the bright lights and they scream, you know, they put this energy into me, you know, and I give it back to them and get up there and everybody happy. It used to be beautiful.
So things changed for you. Your relationships to it changed.
Yeah, well, since I don't go and they keep on saying, everybody keep on saying, we want to make songs that would go international.
Right.
And yet the songs that they would come in the savannah is about some guy that nobody besides Trinidadians
Right.
know.
It's very
Songs that
ingrown.
The political songs.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they don't make much sense to me.
Even the party songs, everything is about carnival, about
Yeah.
Trinidad. So
Yeah.
it's very hard to sell it somewhere else.
Yeah, nobody else understands what you're saying. So when I think about it, I don't pay much attention to it.
Right. I know in the United
What don't
States.
you pay attention to?
Huh?
Which don't? What don't you pay?
The same big show in the savannah, the match.
You don't pay attention to that because that's
not much
just
because that's
local
yeah.
politics.
That's what they do. You see, everybody talk we want to internationalize calypso or soca or what.
Right.
And yet when the tourists come, you show them that this thing ain't too good because you're not they would never crown the guy with the beautiful song that everybody loved.
Well, it seems like the party music, the jam and all, something could go international.
Well, that is going international.
Well, that
I
is the
haven't
music
read.
that would go.
Yes.
So
Oh, yeah.
that-
Arrow, he travels all through the States now.
Yeah.
And a lot of American bands are starting to play. Last year was the first year I heard American bands start to play soca music.
Yeah, well, I have a song.
They always play reggae,
Yeah.
but
Well,
they're starting to play
this
soca.
music is getting there. I wrote a song from Marshall Montano. He sang the song about 2 or 3 years ago. And this song was on a record in a Disney World production. I had 2 songs on it too.
Right.
And that song is very popular out there. I also did a song very long ago that was in the movie Lean on Me.
Right.
Everybody, somebody.
Right. And David Rudder was in
Yeah.
Wild Orchid.
Yeah.
So some of them are moving into an
Yeah,
international sphere.
it's getting there.
Yeah.
And I concentrate more on like working towards that. I think music is music, and I would like the whole world to hear my music. Some will love it and some won't, but
Dingole.
I will have a chance. Eh?
What are some of the rest of the words of Dingole? Since
Huh?
it's never easy to understand everything you sing because the words go out so fast.
That is simply a story about music as I see it. I said like, music sweet, music sweet. The one who invented music has got to be terrific, got to be the one who created the sun and the trees, rivers and seas. Yeah.
We're gonna hear that tonight.
Music fills the world with happiness, plenty sweetness and togetherness. Music have no friends or enemies. Everybody go dingoli, dingoli, hey, dingoli, hey, 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 dingoli, hey, dingoli, ay, 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 ay. If your clothes tear up or your shoe bust up, you could still jump up when music play. Old lady, young baby, well everybody go dingoli, dingoli, hey, dingoli, hey, 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 dingoli, hey, dingoli, ay, ay, ay. I'm the in the heart, baby.
Did
So where did the
you
word
both grow up in
come
Trinidad?
Huh?
Did you grow up in Trinidad?
If I grew
The
up,
what?
Yeah, here in Tobago or
no,
Trinidad?
in
Everything
Trinidad.
comes to me
Port of
together,
Spain.
the lyrics and the melody and the lyrics and everything I do all one time. You know, some people write lyrics and then try to put a melody, or
All
some
one
people do a
time.
melody and try to put lyrics, and I put everything together.
But where did that word Dingole? What is that?
Well, it's a kind of...
Is it a real word or did you make that up?
Breakaway.
No, it's like a free up thing. No, it's a word that Calypsonian used before, Lord Kitchener.
Right?
And how he put it, where he put it and how he used it, I know it means like just free up and dance and get free.
That means that's
Yeah.
Dingole.
Yeah. Like do your own thing,
Free
just
yourself.
free up yourself.
Free up yourself. That's the theme of the
Yeah,
band.
yeah,
Did,
Yeah.
The other thing I'm interested in is the electric music and the idea of the big trucks with all these speakers on them. When did they start doing that? When did they decide it had to be so loud and overpowering like that? Was that always something that
No, well,
Trinidadians loved? Was very loud music?
it was never like that. I mean, I think they get into that to reach to the crowd because every year the crowd gets bigger.
Oh, for bigger crowds,
So when
really?
the band get bigger, the people quiet in the back wouldn't hear the music. So they play the music loud so a lot more people could hear.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could be a little loud for the people closer to the truck.
Very loud.
Yeah, if I go for a jump, I stay a little further because I stay where I could hear.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could be a little loud for the people closer to the truck.
Very loud.
Yeah, if I go for a jump, I stay a little further because I stay where I could hear the music sweet.
Sure.
But before that, it used to just be like a steel van coming down the road. It used to be different before.
But before, when was that? Like 10 years ago? 5 years ago?
More than 10 years ago.
Longer than 10 years ago?
Yeah,
It was before the
20
electronic.
years ago and then.
It was just steel bands.
Not just steel band. It's
But
a brass
bands.
band, but not
Yeah,
like
brass
this.
bands.
Right.
But from that time it started growing into this thing.
Yeah, which sounds just like a disco
Yeah,
in a big city.
yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, well, this is 1992, eh?
Yeah, it was 1992.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do when now Carnival's over? Do you have to go to school? Do you have a job? Do you have other work to do too? Or are you going to tour or what?
Well, I'm planning to take this music as far as possible. That's my aim. So I'm hoping for things to work out. I'm hoping to travel and sell it.
Have producers talk to you or anything like that, or distributors? Or
No, not yet.
I know. I hear that's like everybody gets very anxious so that they can maybe travel to Brooklyn or wherever, right? That sort of thing. Will you go anyway, or do you have to have someone bring you? Or?
Well, most of the time, someone will ask for you to come up there.
Yeah.
Although some people go on their own and look for jobs, but I don't believe in that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I never do that yet.
Yeah.
To go, if I go to Brooklyn to do my own thing or shop around or something, I would go.
Yeah.
But the only way I would go there to do a show, somebody have to invite me to do a show.
True. Yeah.
Have you gone
Because I don't
to?
live there. I wouldn't just go there looking for a job like that.
Yeah.
Have you gone to the Brooklyn Carnival?
Or Toronto.
Partly every year I go to Brooklyn around the carnival time.
You do?
Yeah, I be there, but most times I don't be out on the streets or doing any trouble. So most times I out there like writing songs about that time.
So do you live there some of the time, Brooklyn?
Live there? No, I live
you're
in
just
Trinidad.
there.
I live in Trinidad.
So you're just there to
I go there
visit?
sometimes. I have friends there. I have a lot of friends there.
Yeah.
And I recorded in recording studios in New York for a long time. Well, this year I started recording in Trinidad because we have a very good studio there now.
Yeah, you probably
Yeah.
have a lot of good studios.
There are a lot of studios, but there is one special studio, Lamar Studios. I think that is good as any in any part of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to record in Brooklyn, so around that same time, Labor Day time, with the Brooklyn Carnival, I usually be out there like preparing my music for the studio. Then I go in the studio and record, then I come home. But now I want to do some more recording in like Lamar Studios because we have better equipment there now. The first record I did there was this one with music. The song I call music that the people call Dingoli.
Right.
What do you know this DJ on K Pride named Emmett? Emmett something?
Hennessy?
Hennessy, yeah. What do you think of him? I mean, I think he chooses a lot of the songs that play. Right? Do you know him at all?
I think people talk about that for me, you know. I'm not in tune with it too much.
What do you know about this guy? Is he responsible for choosing which songs end up being played the most as a DJ at a radio station?
I'm not sure. If he chooses, he would not choose for every radio DJ. He would choose for himself.
Right, but
So
it's a
we-
big radio station, correct? No?
Yeah. So if he's choosing, he cannot tell another DJ
No.
what to play. So maybe
Right.
he chooses for himself. I'm
Right.
not sure of that.
Right.
Yeah. Has a big effect though, what he chooses.
I think
Of course
does.
it
Does
would. It
have
could
a
make
big
or break an artist.
Right.
Because when the song comes out in December, I heard that there were like 200 or 300 songs that are out, and then the radio stations just
Stated
choose
that
about 50 of them, right? And that's how they get started.
But do the people, I mean, call in? I mean, are they asking for songs all the time?
yeah, they
That's-
on a request program.
So,
but they can only request what is on the request list.
Right.
Oh.
So there's still
So it's still a
process.
Yeah, yeah.
program, something, yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
We don't have anything like this anymore.
No, nothing
Mhm,
like
I
that.
do.
I mean, the whole road march idea, I mean, to somebody from another country, you come here and you're on the road march and every 5 minutes you're hearing the same song, you're wondering, why is that, you know, and you realize that, you know, that like everybody picks the songs at the venues that they want to be played.
It never used to be so. On Carnival time, the bands used to play songs of their choice. And whichever was played most for the day would be the road march. But now, they would play other songs all over the town.
Yes, and
But
when
when
they
you
reach
reach
the
the
stage.
competition point, the stage, they play this certain song because they say this one should be the road march.
Mm.
I like it better when they used to play the song where they feel good about playing.
Shadow, I think
And
the
then when you
name.
conk it up, it become different. I know what you want to say. I think I know you want to say it should be the stage match, right?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I feel like
I
Stage match?
just,
Yeah.
I think the
Stage
name
match,
should change to
It's more
stage
like the
match.
stage
Right.
match now.
Not the road match.
Because it goes in front of the venues. That's the
Yeah.
only place that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when the band leave the venue, they will play anything they feel like playing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but at that time they become the prisoners, you know. We're playing this one song because this guy, we want this guy to win.
Right.
But lots of good music out there. Yeah,
Oh. Yeah. Lots of good music.
it's nicer when you just play the music free, man, and you count up at the end of the day. Well, this one was most played, and that is the road match.
True. That was exciting.
Yes. It was very exciting to Moshgar when they brought out all the different winners.
Yeah.
They brought out Kitchener and just all those fellows that sang through the years. I thought that was wonderful. It'd be nice to hear more of, the old songs, all the winners'
Yeah.
songs and that.
True, yeah.
People would play more of the different clips of
Yeah.
and stuff.
It was nice when they could bring people like Kitchener on the stage
Yeah.
on that night.
Yeah, well, we saw him, we saw you, we saw Baron came out with...
No, it wasn't nice when they didn't bring me on to perform. I just went there with Sonia.
Well, that's what I mean. I
Yes,
mean, you were
yes, he
on
didn't
stage,
perform
and,
early.
and the audience appreciated that.
Yeah.
And who was Baron came out with...
With
Sugar
Tobago.
Aloes.
Right, Sugar Aloes, and the audience appreciates these people,
Yeah.
people like you and
Yeah, yeah.
Baron and that. That's wonderful.
Well, for a lot of years I performed for them really good, and anytime I perform, they enjoy the performance. I put out my best. I always say, I do my best, and the rest is up to you. If you don't like it, you enjoy it. If you don't like it, I cannot help it.
That's a healthy attitude.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks
Yeah.
a lot. I
Thank
think
you.
the
You're
show's
welcome.
starting here.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
When are you going on?
Well, it will be later anyway. I know they won't put me on now.
Are you going to do professional advice tonight?
Yes, an
Okay.
hour, yes.
Great. And how about you? What are you going to sing tonight? You going to sing both Dingle?
Yeah, well, I have to do this Dingoli thing and this Sukunya thing, and like Sukunya was more like doing my version of a kind of rap thing, we have dub from Jamaica and rap from thing, and my Sukunya thing was more like soca version of this thing.
Uh-huh.
So it close to a kind of rap, it's between, it's not really sing dire straight, it's like sing rap,
Sure,
something
yeah.
mixed up there.
Yeah.
I want to do that Sukunya music and hard head.
Hardhead.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I've heard that.
No?
No. I only came a week before Carnival.
Yeah.
So,
And my thing wasn't too popular out there because this time I released very late, like many years before coming down the road, I released about November. And by the time December, my thing got real popular and all the bands would learn them and play them right through the street. But this year I was so late that I wasn't played much by the bands because they practice a certain time and then start playing a certain time in fets and things, and then they don't have much time to practice again, and I came out very late. But my stuff still went all right.
when did you get your song out? Professional Advice. Was that back earlier?
It was just about 3 weeks before the season.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's late.
It was not planned to be used this year.
No kidding.
Yeah, we'll end up overthrowing all the rest of songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
don't even want to hear those other songs again.
That's the one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks very much.
Yes, welcome.